Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Mimi. This is Simply Sophisticated Over 50. I'm really glad you're here today. We're going to be talking about brows. We're going to be talking about eyebrows. So stay tuned. Before we get started with today's video, I just want to once again welcome you. If this is your first time visiting my channel, welcome. I want to give you just a little bit of background of why I started this channel. So my philosophy is that if you want to be beautiful and sophisticated, it doesn't have to be complicated or expensive. So one of the reasons that today's video is really important to me is because every morning I have to put on my brows, and it can be very complicated or it can be simplified. And I wanted to find a way to simplify it. I've been back and forth on the microblading. Yes, should I do it? No, and I have never done that. I have tinted my brows with some color, like hair color. I've had my hairdresser even do that for me. I think my biggest fear with microblading is if I get something that is permanent, that might not be something that I like, and then I'm stuck with it. So what I have done, I have found to be very successful, and I really am happy with the results. I want to share with you the simple way that I have found to be happy with your brows. The older we get, the less brows we have, no matter how much you plucked them when you were younger. And I say that because I did not pluck my brows, and I still lost a lot of the fullness. A couple of years ago, I kind of looked at pictures and I looked in the mirror and I thought, I just don't like my brows. And they started because some of the hair here, some of the little hair here was disappearing. And so they look like they started farther out. I'm going to take these off and we're going to start from scratch. But before we do that, I just want to kind of go over with you kind of what I did, kind of my little journey. So the first thing that I did was I wanted to figure out what looked good on me. So I started with an eyebrow stencil. This is one of the ones that I used. I get these from Amazon. Again, I don't receive any commission. I don't receive any royalties. I will post the links in the description box, but I don't receive any commissions from those. But I use stencils because I wanted to see what looked good on for my brows. I took a picture, I filled it in, used the stencil, took pictures. Always do that. Take before and after pictures. This particular box, there are 24 in here. And what you do with this one is you peel off the back, you stick it on your brow area, and you fill it in. These were so helpful. I think this is the one that I was my favorite, that I really loved, because you don't have to really like stick this on there. I kind of held it up and I kind of filled it in. But I love these. This really helped me figure out what I was going for. I don't use these every day. I used them one time just to find out what was going to look good. So that's where I started, was with the stencil. After the stencil, what I did was I filled my brows in. Now I'm going to show you a lot of different products, and we're going to press in a few minutes, and I'm going to actually redo them for you and show you exactly what I use. One of my favorite pencils is the Brow Multitasker from Estee Lauder. This has 3 different tools. You've got the first one that has the actual tint that you twist up, and then you have the spoolie on the other end. I love a spoolie. And then if you choose, I don't always use it, but you twist the middle of it, and there's a powder in here. There's a little brush with powder. Now, one thing I do want to say, first of all, for me anyway, it was so difficult to find the right shade. I would find an eyebrow pencil that said it was brown or dark brown, and it would turn red on my skin. That's because they use red in the coloring when they actually formulate the pencil. Estee Lauder pencil is one that does not. They use a gray. So the gray is going to result in more of a brown shade. So I will usually shape my brows with this. Again, I'm going to show you in just a moment. Another brand that I love and they have several different products, is Benefit. This is precisely my brow pencil, and this cute little thing comes off with a spoolie on here on one side, again, and on the other side is your twist up pencil, and this one's very thin. I do like to start with a thicker one because I want to kind of shape and fill everything in with that. But that's one of the pencils they have that's very good, long lasting as well. And they also have, this is Benefit Brow Microfilling Pen. So this particular pen has 3 bristles. Can you see that? Try to focus in here. 3 bristles. Let me do that for you. You can see that. So you kind of just go, and not exactly, but you know, you get more, you don't have just one pen, you have 3. So that one, I found that one's nice too. Not one I've used every day. Gimme Brow, this is amazing. This little brush has, it looks like a mascara brush. And what this does is this has little fibers in it. So when you put this on, it actually looks like your brows. It looks like hair. I love this. This is so cool. If you feel like you need to fill in, this is amazing. So those are by Benefit. Another thing that Benefit has is 24-hour brow setter. And this little brush has product on it that once you do finally get your brows on, you put this on and it's going to hold your brows, kind of like a hairspray for brows, but it's a gel. And this works really well too. So I love these products. One of my very favorite after I fill in my brows, and again, I'll show you, is, and I've actually used this on a couple of my videos as well, on my makeovers. This is by NYX, and it is the Lift and Snatch Brow Pen. I love this. All right, we're gonna press in, we're gonna move over there, and I'm gonna actually take these off and show you how I do my brows on a daily basis. So I took off one before I take off the other one. I wanted you to see the difference, okay, already. So it looks like it's closer in and fuller. Well, I mean, of course, this one looks like it's closer in and fuller. So let me take that one off. Starting here, now what I want to do is I want to make sure that I don't have any more of the remover on, because that's going to ruin putting the new stuff on. So that's what I wake up to every morning. Yes, isn't it lovely? All right, so what I start with is, again, I start with the Estee Lauder Multitasker. And I start with, I'll pull this up. This is the retractable shade here. And this is actually, I use I was going to tell you the shades as well, and I'll post everything below. This one is brunette. So it's brown, but it's called brunette. And what I like about the applicator is there is a little edge to it. The shape of the applicator is so helpful with shaping your brows, because what you're going to do after you pull that up is, what I do is I start right here, and I'm not going to use a whole lot of this. I'm just basically trying to fill in what I've got, or what I don't have actually. I start here for the shape that I prefer, and then I go right over, straight over, and then I also kind of turn it so that I get a fine point on the bottom. And I'll kind of make a line here, and then I go straight over. Now, one thing with your brows, no matter what shape you choose, you don't want them to go down. You don't want to draw them down, because it's going to pull your whole face down. So you want lift. You don't want it to go up here either. You don't want that kind of a lift. At least I don't. So what I do is I will go straight out. Even if my hair isn't there, I'm going to go straight out, and I'm going to just kind of fill in, not a whole lot. Oh, and I got to get my spoolie ready. You can also use I have just the regular, I mean, if you don't particularly want to use this product, you can get these, by the way, these little spoolies, you can get these on Amazon. You can get these at any beauty store, probably even Walmart. I'm not sure, maybe Walmart. Ulta, I'm sure, in the beauty tools section, you know, you just kind of use the spoolie. So what I'll do is I'll use the spoolie and just even it out a little bit, because like I said, I don't want to deposit a whole lot because I don't want it to be too dark, and I'm going to be using other products as well. Okay, then I'm going to go to the other side, and the reason I don't finish the complete brow yet, because I want to make sure that I'm starting kind of in the same place. So then I'll go to the other side and go straight over and kind of under. So I'm going straight, and I kind of go up with the product, with the pencil. Then you're going to go straight over here, up to here, see? And then straight out. Again, if I don't have hair there, I'm just kind of draw it out. And then I go on the top, and I'm going to fill it in, and I'm going to use my spoolie. I use a magnifying mirror. I use a lighted mirror when I put on my makeup, and I use a magnifying mirror for my eyes. So the next thing I'm going to do, oh, I want to show you this. This is so cool. This Gimme Brow, this is the coolest thing. Like I was telling you, now I don't use this every day, but I'm going to use it so you can see what it does. So it will actually add like little fibers, and it looks like brow hair. It's the coolest thing. I love it. Just do it on this side so it's even. Okay. So yeah, this is amazing. Benefit Gimme Brow. Benefit Gimme Brow. The next thing I do is I skip right to the NYX Lift and Snatch. This is espresso. I've used this before in my other videos. So this is my simplified. I showed you all these products that I've used and that I do use, but for my everyday, and actually for, I mean, pretty much all the time, even if I have something important I will start with the Estee Lauder Multitasker, Brow Multitasker, and then this is the other one that I use, and that's all I use. So this is the NYX, you got to shake it up, the NYX Lift and Snatch pen. And what I've shared before with this is I don't start right on the end with this one because it is a pen. This pen is like using a fine marker. So you definitely want to make sure that you have good control over it. So what I do with this, and I actually do take my pinky and I will rest it so that I can get some leverage, if you will. I want to make sure that I have complete control of this, and I'm not going to start over here with it. I'm going to start right here in the middle. The reason I do that is because I want to make sure that I don't have too much color deposited over here in the front here at the beginning of it. So see that? Just kind of draw it in. This is a brand new pen, so it's super dark. I see that now. You're going to put this on the way your hair grows. So like I have some hair growing this way, that's what I'm going to do with it. And then I'm going to swoop it up like this. And then sometimes what I will do is overdraw it as if my hair was sticking up. And the reason I do that is because I want there to be a natural look to it. So then you're going to take your spoolie, and I just use the one on the Brow Multitasker, and you're going to brush it right in, brush it up. Again, I'm going to start here, more in the middle. Then again, you're going to go the way that your hair is growing, and then I just kind of do little strokes for the tail and brush it up. And I honestly think that part of this, it just looks really super dark to me, and I think it's because of I probably should have washed off after I used the makeup remover. I probably should have washed that area because I feel like it's just really super dark over that remover, so it looks super dark. Now, what I do is I usually will kind of shape it with my fingers as well, just to make sure that it's not too overpowering. And for the finishing touch, you can use a concealer just right above your brows to give it a little bit of pop. This is the NARS Chantilly. It's light. And what I'll do with that is, you can tell I've been using it. I'll use an angle brush, just a little angle brush, and get a little bit of that on here. I don't want a whole lot of it. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it right above the brow. Just right above the brow. And then I will just blend it with my pinky. You can also use a sponge. You want to be careful that you don't erase what you just put on there. Then I'm going to do the other side, just above the brow, and kind of blend it in. And then of course, if you're going to be putting makeup on, you're going to be putting on any kind of BB cream or CC cream or anything like that, you can blend that with your sponge, with your brush, with your foundation brush, with your powder brush. And that is how I do my brows, even though they look super dark right now. Because I really think it was because I used that, because I obviously, when I'm putting on my brows in the morning, I don't have any makeup on at all, but I had makeup on from earlier, and I think it's just kind of like double makeup on there, double brows on there. So that's how I do it. I mean, it's simple and easy and quick and easy, and very affordable. Once again, there are different products, like I said, that you can use depending on what type of look you're trying to get. Once you figure that out, once you've got the stencils in place. Now, a lot of times what I'll do also is, once I get everything on, I'll kind of look again in the mirror, and maybe I've accidentally gotten some of it off. What I'll do is I will once again take this pen and I will go in here and maybe do a couple more swipes of it, just to get the brows to look natural again. So that's how I do it. Oh, everybody say hi to Coda Bear. He wants to go out.